The Batman. You were saying, Matthew? What were you saying?
I said it just looks bleak.
Yeah, I wasn't really impressed. I just can't get sparkly Batman out of my mind.
Well, Nicholas, I'm excited to see it.
That's okay. You're allowed your own opinions.
I think it's good to have a plethora of opinions so we can get multiple angles. It's good for podcasting.
Dude, how dare you talk about my plethora? That's just uncalled for.
Is it inflamed?
No, but my is.
Oh, God.
Matthew! And on that note, did you just say that?
I don't understand why Joe gets...
Did you just say that? Did we actually
I just don't
sync up over Skype just now? Even with a delay? That's years, guys. That's years of road. Miles of road traveled together. That's what that is. Life experience. And podcasting.
And a lot of roadhead.
Exactly. Road ahead. I heard what you said. Road ahead of us. We got a lot more to travel, yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, guys, welcome to Nerdentials, your weekly dose of the nerdy essentials covering film, TV, video games, and comic books. I'm your host, Joe Tweetin. My wife's popping open a can. And I'm joined by two nerds at this lovely circle of conversation. Joining me tonight, across the table, the virtual table, we have the Nick Thomas.
Cha-cha. Oh, sorry. No,
Sir, let's keep it a little more current than that. I don't know if our viewers will understand the context.
What do you mean current? My kids were watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, and they showed Mortimer on there. Super Mortimer. And he said that. He did, cha-cha.
Well, Disney is famous for referencing many old things. But that does not leave our second host, our additional host, in the dust any more than that. The redheaded ginger returns. Again. Not skipping a beat, it's the Matthew Johnson.
Oh, that's me. Hi.
That's you.
But is it really him?
Actually, guys, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah?
Cat's out of the bag. I don't think he was thinking mask. I think we were thinking hologram, Matthew.
Oh.
Watch.
No.
He fizzes out right now. Anyways, hey. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Pop Culture Mayhem. Hopefully a bit of news, hopefully a bit of coverage. At least that's our intent tonight. While Matthew is trying to do shadow puppets against a wall with no shadows, we will continue delivering in this episode. Guys, this is podcast episode 95. 95. Guys, we are 5 away from episode 100.
5 away from what?
I just said it. You talked over me.
Oh, God.
Episode 100, Nicholas. Episode 100.
5 away.
Guys,
Simcoe.
I don't want
count that high.
You know what? I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. I want to underpromise and overdeliver. But I will say this: at the very least, we're going to have a massive. Sorry, let me underdeliver that. We're going to have a mild amount of excellent outtakes. Outtakes over the years through our podcasting and our YouTube videos. I'm compiling a lot of the best moments over the last 4 years to celebrate episode 100 of our time together. And we are going to have an original host make a cameo for a little introductory conversation before the reel of gags goes. So it'll be a really fun episode 100, guys. Stick around for that. Don't choke on anything too hard. But guys, today...
But, yeah, it's going to be a large, very large smorgasbord of just shenanigans.
I mean, my goal is to make it large and filled.
So large.
That's what she said.
And solid with content. Anyway, moving on.
What he said.
Anyway, guys, so in today's episode, you'll notice I have Movie Matters behind me, but we will also be having gaming bits and TV talk spread throughout this episode because we are covering a very specific topic. If you read it in the title, you already know, guys, we are covering the DC Fandome event that aired its first half of announcements a week ago. I think we're going to categorically jump through these. We'll keep with the typical themes, but it's all DC Fandome. And I think we'll cover the film portion first, as I've already got Movie Matters in my background. So, that being said, guys, let's kick off the stinger. Let's jump into Movie Matters. Guys, welcome to Movie Matters. It's been a blast behind the scenes. Be sure to tune in for episode 100. There was plenty to see here that you're not seeing now. But that being said...
Drink it in.
But that being said, guys, we're going to react to a few trailers that were released and announced. Some films that were announced during DC Fandome, the event put on by Warner Brothers Media. So, without further ado, our first trailer for this episode, we're going to check out James Gunn's directed, written, and produced version of The Suicide Squad. This is a character cast reveal, so we're going to get the lowdown on everyone involved, at least. And, guys, let's just do the reaction and give our thoughts afterwards. So, without further ado, guys, let's watch the trailer.
You know the deal. Successfully complete the mission, you get 10 years off your sentence.
Viola Davis, yes. Yes, I freaking love Joel Kinnaman, guys. I was hoping they'd bring back some of the crew.
Mary Poppins!
Michael Rooker! Flula Borg. And of course, the Margot Robbie herself. Polka Dot Man. That's gonna be funny. David Dashmalchin. Wow. Interesting.
The Ratcatcher 2. What happened to the first one?
Right? Idris Elba. We were so curious about what he was gonna play.
King Shark!
You. Oh my goodness. That's going to be an interesting mix right there. Mailing NG
Doctor Who?
as Mongol? Oh my goodness. I actually didn't realize Peter Capaldi was in this. This is a pretty
they lost
Pete
right
Davidson. Oh my goodness. Don't tell my wife.
Oh,
Nothing. Nathan Fillion. Freaking love that dude. Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother. Jai Courtney is back. And freaking John Cena. Oh, we got to talk about this.
I don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to see him.
No, they're not going to show faces. This is just like a cast call.
Wait. Did you see the middle of the cast list at the end?
Okay, we got Nick, go ahead, fill me in. What did we not
Right
catch,
in
or
the
what did
middle
I
of
not
it, I
catch?
just saw it. Taika Waititi.
Oh, Taika Waititi,
Yeah.
director of Thor Ragnarok.
Actor.
And yes, and actor. He played the rock creature in Thor Ragnarok. I absolutely love his character. Did you have notes on his portrayal in this? Because I didn't realize he was in it.
No, I didn't have him listed.
Oh my goodness. I wonder if he's like a cameo or if he's helping in any way with writing at all. Yeah, we did not
Huh.
notice. We didn't know that credit was in there. That's crazy.
But they're just showing the Suicide Squad.
Right.
They didn't list who the bad guys were. What if he's the bad guy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a possibility. I feel like this is a little cheap. I want to at least talk about what we've seen, and maybe we can show snippets of the behind the scenes trailer, because that one's like a 6-8 minute video, really lengthy, but it shows a lot of like the actual actors in their costumes. And John Cena looks ridiculous. Okay, hold on.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him.
Quick pause.
Is he in that?
Yes.
No, he is.
Okay.
No, he really is.
Amy's looking out because
Is he really is?
yes, Pete Davidson
What does he play?
plays a character in the Suicide Squad.
Who?
What does he play, Nick?
Pete Davidson is playing his Blackguard.
He's playing a character called Blackguard. I don't know how much he'll be in it.
He's like, he was an enforcer for a mob group.
Enforcer for a
but
mob group.
He was like really bad for it until he got a suit. He has like an exosuit.
He has like an exosuit. Okay.
The one I'm excited about is some Idris Elba.
Pete Davidson just ruined the movie.
Really? Why?
I can't stand that guy. I would throw punch him so hard.
Okay, well, consider two things. Two things and only two things, Matthew, that I will say in regards to the casting. One, James Gunn. Oh, wait, no. Three things. One, James Gunn. Two, James Gunn. Oh, and three,
Oh, I was going to go back there.
James Gunn. Meaning, if you have any level of respect or love for the man who gave us Guardians of the Galaxy, who's deep, dark, and twisted in his own universe, I have no doubt that he got to pick all the casting. So, as much as you might hate one of the cast members, all I'm going to throw out there is that there must have been either a brief cameo reason for it or a creative twist in the purpose of casting him, even if you hate him. And who knows? He might not be in there that much. It's a large cast. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people in there. He might not be in there for much of it. He's definitely not one of the lead Suicide Squad characters, is what I'm trying to get at here.
Right. But at the same time, yeah. Throw a punch. Right?
Fair enough. Any particular reason you don't like him?
He's a freaking moron.
Oh. I don't know him outside of this comedy, and I don't really know much about him, period. So
He's most known as a villain for Richard Gold.
Okay, so, but, guys, before we get lost in the mess, what did we like? Matthew, what did you
Margot
like?
Robbie.
Yeah.
I love Harley Quinn. I just...
Side note, have you gotten a chance to see Birds of Prey with Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
Okay. I almost got to see it. Me and my wife started it last night because it's on HBO Max and we have that. We watched 20 minutes of it and decided not to end the night with a movie. So we'll revisit that soon, hopefully. So, and I know Nick watched it because he reviewed it a while back. You liked Margot Robbie, Nick. What do you hope for or like about the cast and this future movie?
Well, I hope for and like a lot about this movie. I think there is a reason why they put so many people in this. Because they're going to stay true to the Suicide Squad. they're gonna die left and right. So if you don't like Pete Davidson, he's probably gonna be in there in 20 minutes tops.
Probably. And Matthew, I think you'll enjoy the movie more because of it, based on your
Probably.
previous opinions.
There's a lot of death in Suicide Squad.
Also, I think this one's going to be rated R. I mean, it's James Gunn.
Yeah.
They let Birds of Prey be rated R. I think this one with James Gunn behind it, it's going to get the R rating, and I hope so, because it's going to bring a level of brutality that we expect from a team of villains put together by a secret government agency. You know what I'm saying? And Viola Davis, Kidman,
I honestly think
they're coming back. I love both of them from the first Suicide Squad. Like, if you took anything away from this first Suicide Squad, was some of the cast I did love, regardless of anyone's opinion of the film. Personally enjoyed it, but Margot Robbie's coming back. You know, Viola Davis, and
as the Wall.
yeah, and Kidman, who I'm sad to have seen gone from.
Jai Courtney.
And Jai Courtney, yeah. There's, I think a couple more in there, but those were the decent ones from the original take of that franchise.
Yeah, I didn't see any mention of like El Diablo and
Well,
Enchantress.
We've talked about this, Nick, offline. Warner Brothers does seem to be trying to maintain a level of continuity from the previous films that have been released, even though a lot of them have been critically panned by fans and critics. And so they like what was good from the previous films, they're trying to carry forward and continue, and like it's still like Harley Quinn. Birds of Prey Harley Quinn, literally in the descriptions for the film and everything, is supposed to take place after the first Suicide Squad movie. Even though that movie was critically panned by fans and critics. And they're also taking, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, they pushed them forward even though Justice League was a wild, horrifically slaughtered film by fans and critics. But and say, so like what I'm saying is Warner Brothers is taking the best parts of what failed and continuing to push forward and trying to maintain some level of continuity. And DC can kind of get away with it because DC has been entrenched in the idea of multiverses, and we'll get into that later with some other shows and series. You know what I'm saying, Nick? Hey, are you doing okay with all that rum?
There's something wrong with my glasses. They're blurry.
I don't think it's your glasses.
I was just hoping I was going to see Jay Hernandez, a.k.a. El Diablo.
I really liked him.
Here's the thing.
I really liked him, too.
We might still. He's not listed as the main cast.
It was just something like in the last movie where...
There's supposed to be a sequel to this.
Who knows? And it is DC, guys. They can...
James Gunn signed on for multiple of these movies.
Well, I have not seen the evidence. Do we have a link that we can put in our description of this episode? No, I'm just saying. Like when you make a statement like that, it's really good to back it up with like a factual reference. Especially long term. We don't want to get called out for just BSing our listeners. Also, that's the first I've heard of it, but I'm not regularly diving into the news like I used to, and I'm definitely got to fix that for sure. While Nick is doing that, my hot take is I'm excited about this cast. We did watch, I'm sure Nick caught some of it. I don't think Matt has yet, but I did watch like an 8-minute behind the scenes with James Gunn and the crew, all the cast filming different scenes. I saw John Cena in his Is This Canada or Captain America? I'm confused. Outfit, like crazy, outlandish pieces and scenes and things that they're doing. And I just love in the interviews in that behind the scenes video, James Gunn is truly passionate about this project. And what's really cool is he said and I don't want to feed too much into it as a fanboy, but he said in that behind the scenes video, he said, "This is the biggest project I've ever done." I don't know what that means for him creatively, but Warner Brothers really wanted him after Guardians of the Galaxy that he helped, launch for Marvel, and I'm really excited to see what he means by that, because he says it very blatantly. This is the biggest thing he's ever done in film right now, and I don't know if that's hyperbole, if he was paid by Warner Bros. To say that, or if that's something we're gonna see in the film when it plays out. Anyway, I don't want to drag this on too much, guys. I think all three of us consensually are interested and, if not excited, to see how this James Gunn turned DC creation comes out. Okay.
I want to let the fans know that I will be putting together a brief synopsis of who each of the characters are, so you're not completely out of the loop. Check us out on the nerdentialsmedia.com.
Right, website. Okay. Right, all right.
And next, folks, we're going to bring you the trailer or react for Wonder Woman 1984.
That's right, guys. Here's our second trailer for the night. Are you ready? We'll talk about it afterwards, because it's been out, and apparently this is an updated trailer. So we're going to see some new shit. Here we go. Guys, Wonder Woman 1984.
Ooh.
Running.
This world
Ooh, that is a
not yet
massive
ready for
arena.
all that you will do. Your time will come, Diana.
Alright, we're going to get some secondary
With some
flashbacks.
chains excite.
What the heck?
Is she riding the lightning right there? Oh,
Yeah.
snap.
Citizens of the world.
That's hot. That's hot.
I'm here to change your life. Anything you want.
Ooh, Kristen Wiig.
Dream of, you can have it.
We know she's going to be the cheetah. I'm very curious about this. And freaking Captain Kirk is back. I'm sorry.
I thought he died.
Yeah, he did.
I don't want to be like anyone. I want
This
to be
is
like
the most
X
controversial
Predator.
part about this movie, is him coming back.
You've
And
always had
why.
everything, while people like me have had nothing.
See, Kristen Wiig,
Well, now it's my turn.
she's talking about how upset she is.
Get used to it.
Whoa. Okay, so she goes blonde temporarily.
I've never been one for rules. The answer is always more.
I'm so curious.
They will never find us.
I forgot to tell you.
What?
Radar.
Will they shoot at us?
Oh, there we go.
Barbara, what did you do?
All right.
Here, kitty kitty.
Yeah, at least we got a little bit of the transformation there.
You know, I'm not so keen on this one. I figure you are, but you know what? I'm ready to go.
I think we can do better.
Parachute pants?
Yeah.
Does everybody parachute now?
God dang it. Okay.
Does everybody parachute now?
Okay. I've read into this. Like, we've been following the production for Wonder Woman 84, aka Wonder Woman 2, and the idea of whether or not the man would return. Mainly because there was such a heroic ending, and the biggest concern about it was, if they bring him back, is that going to cheapen the ending of the first film? Because they're not trying to rewrite anything. They are continuing forward with the plot and story. So I can't dismiss the comedy. I freaking love the comedy beats of their relationship. I just don't know what we're going to get with that storyline. interested in seeing Kristen Wiig playing a supervillain. She's always in comedies, so that's going to be an interesting redirection for her typical acting performance. What do you guys think? My hot take is I'm curious and hopeful that it turns out good because I loved the first one. What's your guys' hot take? Matthew, do you have an immediate thought or reaction to this?
I am very intrigued about what the kind of plot they have going on right here and how the storyline is going to go on. Because watching this, I'm just it's kind of like a numbing effect. Like, what the hell are they doing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Regarding Captain Kirk, as you said,
Sorry. Yeah.
Chris Pine.
Yeah. Yeah.
There may be a reason why he's back. I don't know the exact reason.
I mean, I've read the theories too.
The main villain in it. Because the main villain, the physical villain is Cheetah, played by Kristen Wiig.
Right.
But I think there will be a subtext, and the main villain will actually be Pedro Pascal's character, who is Maxwell Lord.
Yeah.
And he's a very powerful telepath. Chris Pine's character may be all in her head.
Oh, that could be interesting. That would be a very weird take on that.
Because he's talking about giving everyone their wildest dreams, everything they want, right?
Right.
And what's the one thing she wants?
Mr. Chris Pine.
Mm-hmm. Just an idea. I could be completely wrong and off base, but it's just an idea.
I think that might be a sound idea, sir.
Could be. Yeah, because, I mean, everyone loved Steve Trevor as the love interest of Wonder Woman, but at the same time, because of that, it was super epic in how the, spoiler warning, ending of Wonder Woman, the first film, ended, and it was cool. It was an interesting back and forth because she's a woman who grew up on a world of women with power, Amazonians, never needing anyone else. And then she met someone in the human world, during the first Wonder Woman film, and she, kind of fell for him pretty hard. Never needing him, but at the same time, he kind of left the world in a very heroic way. And so to bring him back, a lot of people were like, that's cheapening the whole point of him leaving in the first film. So, Nick, I hope your theory has some sort of validity, because I don't want to necessarily see him be revived from the dead for the sake of being revived, because Wonder Woman missed him so much. That kind of BS that we've seen for so long. And Wonder Woman was such a huge staple the year before last for superhero women. It was honestly Marvel had not had a solo female-led superhero film yet, and DC kind of got the jump on that by putting out a really pretty solid female-led superhero film.
Well, the best reason why I could say that this has to be this way is not only did he survive being shot down in the plane, he hasn't aged in 40 years.
Right.
Okay. So you think the theory is everything we see of him could be a complete play in her mind, and he's not actually there?
Yes. Why else would he look exactly the same he was 40 years ago?
Oh my goodness. You and nerdy science and psychological theories. I kind of, sort of, not sure how I feel yet, but I'm willing to love that idea. That's where I'm at. I'm willing to actually love that idea and be tragically upset when I find out that's what it is. As we see the film unfold, I feel like I'm the gullible guy that gets into a story really deep, knowing where it's going, and then still crying when I find out the ending. I don't know.
There's only two other options that I can come up with.
Oh, goodness.
Because Maxwell Lord is in there. Yes. because Maxwell Lord is there, the whole planted in her mind. He's a figment of her imagination. And she's going freaking nuts. Okay? Number 2, she technically is birthed of a god. And the gods have special interest in her. The Greek pantheon gods.
Yeah.
What if one of the gods, let's say the goddess of love, resurrected him? Aphrodite.
Hopefully not. I think that's something that a lot of people are
That would
against.
cheapen it, yes. Now, number 3, that is actually a very easy way of doing it, and they've done it multiple times in the DC universe. There are alien creatures that can take the shape of said people. Who knows? This could be the first iteration of John Johns pretending to be him to get her to be
AKA
a part of it.
shapeshifters.
AKA Martian Manhunter.
I know. Part of me hopes not.
Ooh.
Part of me hopes not.
It's just ideas.
No, it's a very curious possibility.
Or he's a robot created by the Nazis.
A really dark twist on all of this. All right, guys, all good theories. I think we're all very interested in seeing what ends up of a sequel to a really great first successful Wonder Woman film, I think.
I just want to see Gal Gadot.
Yeah, same here, sir. Same here. She's, I know. Amy knows. She's on my list. My list. You
Is that the
know
redo
that
list?
celebrity
Is that the
list
redo
of
list?
crushes that you have. I won't call it what it
Yeah.
really is. And wife's giving me the birdie right now as I say that because she knows what I'm talking about. We're
Look,
talking about Gal
me
Gadot.
Me and my wife have a redo list. So if anything ever happened, that would be the free redo that we would judge each other about.
Guys, that's going to wrap up our thoughts on Wonder Woman 84. Looking forward to its eventual arrival in theaters, hopefully after our uncertain world gets back to normal. One can hope. That being said, guys, our next one up for bid. We're going to check out the Dwayne Johnson starring 2021 release. We've got time, guys. Anticipation, teasing. We're going to be teased right now by the Black Adam teaser released during DC Fandome.
I don't like blue balls.
I don't either. We are now covering Black Adam official teaser trailer for 2021 starring Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
True that.
Guys, here we go.
I've been waiting for this moment for a very long time. This is the one. This is the one that's going to change everything. This is Black Adam.
I hope so, dude. 'Cause that's how excited I am.
$5,000 years ago, Kahndaq was a melting pot of cultures, wealth, power, and magic. Yet most of us had nothing, except for the chains around our necks. Kahndaq needed a hero. Instead, they got me.
So
I did what needed to be done. And they
is this
imprisoned
going to
me
be
for it.
animated?
No, sir. It's just the teaser, don't worry.
Now, 5,000 years later, I'm free.
I know.
My
The
word.
teaser is shocking.
No one will ever stop me again.
In a little excerpt here, he did say that he revealed that the Justice Society of America, with Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Cyclone, and Atom Smasher, will appear in the film.
Yeah,
That's pretty
so
cool.
I mean, let's talk about that. I know. Have you guys seen anything else? Maybe we're not fully looking into this. I know there's a secondary teaser, but I don't think any of it's live action still. Could be completely wrong. Hold on, let me double check. but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that that's as much as they've shown anyone. I don't think there's anything live. I think it is just him narrating.
It's it's basically the storyline version of him, aka the drawings for the movie.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, and the other teaser that IGN put on that's 50 seconds is more of the same, animated. It's talking about the Justice Society that's involved, but it's in comic book form. It's like animated graphic novel style, where you see moving still images, like, subtle movement, but they're just listing off the Justice Society that's involved in the film, like who we're gonna see. But dude, we know that this is a live action film. We know Dwayne The Rock Johnson, is gonna be in it as Black Adam. His very voice is the one teasing the entire plot for it, at least the origin story side of it. And I just finished it just now. As I was looking at it, it's another animated one, but it's just showing off the Justice Society that's going to be in it. So that in itself is cool. But it's really early in development, guys. That's why we don't have much. They haven't even started pre-production filming yet because of our current pandemic. Like, a lot of Hollywood has shut down on productions. That's why we're getting I think a 2020, late 21, early 2022 release date for Black Adam, is because they haven't even started anything film-wise.
I'm wondering what time they're gonna have this around.
Are you talking about comic book time period for Black Adam?
Time frame, yeah. Because if we didn't see Black Adam in Shazam,
right,
there's got to be a reason for it. And if this is Justice Society, they were more active in the comic books.
What era?
In the continuity of where the DC is now, in the 40s and 50s.
Right. Like post World War II, or during and post. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's.
I read an excerpt here by Garcia, the writer director person of the movie.
Yeah.
We are excited to introduce the Justice Society, especially Hawkman, who's such a beloved character and one of those heroes who's always meant so much to the DC universe. Having them play in the same sandbox as Black Adam is going to be fantastic, and for the already established fans of these characters, I think they are going to be really excited to see what elements from classic storylines we take inspiration from as we bring these characters together. When you take a powerhouse like Black Adam and inject him into the DC cinematic universe, you want to make sure you are putting characters around him that can really up the stakes. As DC likes to say, the hierarchy of power in the DC universe really is going to change. So Hawkman, Dr. Fate, Atom Smasher, and Cyclone will have their hands full no matter how we choose to have them interact with Black Adam.
I wanted to add to what you said. I know as we're talking about film, but just like a shout out to our TV brethren, our CW network, where we see all these DC heroes. They've actually done a really good job in Legends of Tomorrow covering some of these lesser known characters. And specifically, you had mentioned
in this one, Hawkman.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Early seasons of Legends of Tomorrow covered Hawkman and his partner, I guess Hawkwoman. I don't think they really addressed it directly in the episodes, but they die and are reborn repeatedly throughout the millennia. They're literally more than a couple thousand years old, at least in the comics, and they portray that accurately in the CW superhero shows, especially with Legends of Tomorrow, which is kind of like, if anyone's not familiar with that show, it's like Doctor Who, who's kind of a time traveler who tries to fix things in time, meets freaking this team. Basically, it's a fun show. Granted, we're talking about film right now, but I'm excited to hear what you said, Nick, when you were talking about like the legacy of Black Adam and who's involved, and the Justice Society specifically, because there is some early season 2 or season 3 interactions, no, season 2 for sure, of Legends of Tomorrow on the CW that interact directly with the Justice Society, where we see all those classic characters that were during the 40s and 50s. So I really look forward to seeing how much they showcase during Black Adam. Like, it's a real huge teaser right now because we know Dwayne Johnson is leading the charge of the lead character, and we don't know who really all he's going to actually interact with. I'm excited. I love Dwayne Johnson. He's not gold every single film he's in, but that guy, he's an honest, fun dude who's got really good comical timing. So I'm very curious how he's going to play this anti-hero character that we think he's going to be.
Just to help out for people who do not follow comic books, I will also do a rundown of all these members of the Justice Society.
Yeah, quick shout out. Nick is going to work on a couple different articles. We'll leave a description down below on this video, but he's going to put together a couple articles for our website, guys, and that's also down in the description below. But for a quick shout out, guys, go to nerdentialsmedia.com. Nerdentialsmedia.com, guys. That's where you're going to see a couple of these articles that Nick's working on right now, and we're going to post that within this week or next week, and they'll be up there after this episode. Matthew, any thoughts on the Black Adam teaser?
My original thought, if they're going to introduce Hawkman and Cyclone and all of them, it's definitely going to have to be late 40s, early 50s for that time period.
Cyclone wasn't introduced till Kingdom Come version with Superman which was
Right.
supposed to be in the future technically. So Cyclone, her character Maxine, is the granddaughter of one of the original members, the one that wore the cooking pot on her head.
Matthew, Nick is trying so hard right now to connect the dots of his archive in his brain as the rum continues to mess with that archive.
I'm trying to think about
You're
what the
doing
heck he's
so
talking
good,
about.
Nick. I
I
just
think
had
I
to throw a brief
I
jab
think I
at
know
you
what he's
for fun.
talking about, but I can't remember.
It all depends on who they portray her as. If she's Maxine Hunkel, the original Cyclone, she is the granddaughter of Ma Hunkel, which was she wore a cooking pot on her head and beat people.
That's right. That's right.
Good job, guys, solving this crazy mystery.
During the whole hold on, what's it called? The Underground Railroad era. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's another backstory thing. Hold on. Never mind.
Yes, we need to definitely
Anyways,
come back to this.
I'm excited for Black Adam. That's my take on it.
The one I'm actually excited about on the list is freaking Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
Yes, Justice
a lot
Society.
of-
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dr. Fate is technically, if you think about it, more powerful than Doctor Strange from the Marvel Universe. His power draws from something more arcane and more ancient.
Right.
Oh yes, indeed. Nicholas, Matthew, we are weeding our way down to the final trailer of cinematic films that have been announced and revealed at the DC Fandome event. Granted, this might have not been the last one showed, but we wanted to save it for last because I don't think all of us are on the same page. That's just a hint, a tickle of an idea that I feel regarding this upcoming iteration of a very infamously powerful IP that a lot of us have been in love with for the majority of our lives regarding comic books and vigilantes and superheroes. So, without further ado, guys, let's react to The Batman.
The best.
Guys, here is our last trailer reaction for the episode. We're going to have to make this part 2 because we unfortunately don't know how to stop talking about things we're passionate about or interested in. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. If you don't, I've time-stamped all these reactions for your pleasure. That being said, we are about to react to...
Without the KY.
Yes, we're going in dry.
completely dry, and the assumption on that is that we have not had prior experience to said activity. So going in dry literally means we're going in blind. One second. Yeah, Matt Reeves. One of the fabled directors who we had high hopes for early on. He did the Planet of the Apes revival trilogy. And for the longest time, we were hoping to see good things from him because he was supposed to direct it. Then he left. Then he got brought back on because Warner Brothers is like, we'll give you full creative control, yada yada. So here we are, guys. We're going to see what Matt Reeves' full creative control can do in stars such as Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Colin Farrell as Penguin. Let's see what that does. Paul Dano as the Riddler, Jeffrey Wright from Westworld. Guys, go check that show out on HBO. Who's playing a black James Gordon. And I love Jeffrey Wright. He's an incredible actor. We'll see how he does. And Andy Serkis as Alfred.
Could anyone really do better
The
than
hell?
Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon? I think it's possible.
Things have yet left to be seen. We thought Matt Damon. Sorry, did I say Matt Damon? We thought Ben Affleck. I did that purposely.
Damon.
We thought Ben Affleck was gonna be a questionable, if not potentially amazing Batman, and all we were left with were questions. That was a joke, guys. Haha. Anyway, moving on, guys. We have a nice wide cast here. And we have the infamously chastised over the interwebs Robert Pattinson as Bruce Wayne.
I quit.
Okay, we've spent way too much time on that joke. Sorry, guys. But here's the thing. This is scheduled for release on October 1st, 2021. A whole year from a month from now. So, literally, at the time of us reporting this, the trailer came out August 22nd. We're talking about it first week of September. It's not coming out until October 1st of next year. So, I think one of two reasons this has come out at this point is one, during the pandemic that we are in, Hollywood, Warner Brothers is trying to say, hey, these things are still being worked on. They're still coming. You know, kind of like, hey, hang in there, fans. But also this, surprisingly, no fault of the world circumstances, this kind of does give the production company time to receive feedback and make adjustments over the next year. It also is early production, so literally what we get in this trailer that we're about to watch is the earliest of footage, literally the earliest of what's available. They filmed this in between our current pandemic situation, and Warner Brothers has a whole year to get in reshoots, get in post-editing, and a whole bunch of other things. So, who knows, based on life circumstances, this could be the greatest thing we've ever seen or the worst flop. I'm hoping for the former. It's Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson. Let's see what... Nick, you want to say something?
As of right now, yeah. As of right now, they actually had to halt filming.
Right. Do we have any idea of how much they filmed at this
Well, they had to
point?
halt... I don't, but they had to halt filming. They still plan on filming, but they had to halt filming because Robert Pattinson tested positive for COVID. On the 3rd.
Really?
Mr. Shiny decided that... Never mind. What?
Matthew, like, he's done other films. That's the number one thing all internet dweebs go to. Don't become the bottom feeder of the internet, Matthew. Go check out his other...
fine.
Check out his indie films. Go watch some of his indie films. He's got 5 of them since The Sparkly Vampire, where he has been respectfully applauded for a lot of his performances. I need to personally watch them myself. I know he is better than the greater parts of an IP that comes from a shitty young adult novel, but that
I just know him as being killed by Lord Voldemort.
Oh,
Yep.
I mean that too. Yeah, early Harry Potter.
Cedric Diggory.
Yep, Cedric. I shall call him Cedric because I'm American. And that's just sorry.
But
Anyway.
right now, we need to push play on this trailer so people can enjoy it with us.
Yeah, we're really. It's the alcohol.
Okay.
I apologize, guys. All right.
3, 2,
No.
1.
Let me do it. Hold on. It's Okay, here we go. Let's watch the bullshit of our future. That's a pre-assumption. We shouldn't say that. Guys, let's check it out. The Batman. I don't like that ripping sound. Oh, it's duct tape. Classic. Sorry.
Just new pickup line.
Oh, that's really messed up.
From your secret
Is
friend.
Joker behind this?
No?
Who?
There he is.
Riddler.
The future Jim Gordon.
Haven't a clue. Let's play a game. Just me and you.
This is a really dark
That's Riddle.
soundtrack.
Mean anything to you?
That's Riddler.
Riddle me this, riddle me that.
Yeah, we got a glimpse of the suit. We're getting a glimpse of the Rogues Gallery.
You're becoming quite a celebrity.
We know a bunch of villains are going to be showcased. Not featured, but showcased.
Why is he writing to you?
Like the
So
beginnings.
angsty.
That was I just keep saying Bat. That was Catwoman breaking into a safe.
Do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be?
And this is
I'm vengeance.
the Bat we know.
Oh. Is this the Batman or Mad Max?
Right?
Or both.
I'm going to go with both.
You're part of this too.
How am I part of it?
I also get a creepy crow feeling about this too.
So much eyeliner.
I mean, how perfect. Yeah, right. How you said the crow. Perfectly put, because the one thing I'll appreciate about that is just that comic book back and forth about, you know, nothing but the whites of their eyes and like how he does actually in this version seemingly put on a little bit of the makeup to blot out the appearance, and all you see is the whites. It's kind of interesting. This first initial hot take thought is I'm kind of surprised. I would say shocked. I'll water it down a little bit by saying I'm surprised, but kind of a little shocked at how dark this Batman feels. Like, I don't know. It's borderline morbidly dark, gritty level. Like, I know he's a broken man. We know the comic book history. We know all the previous versions. Tim Burton, kind of a weird offshoot, but all of them share, and all the way to Christopher Nolan with Christian Bale. Christian Bale, Christopher Nolan went for a reality take. Like, if Batman existed in real life. And then we got the Tim Burton kind of kooky, over-the-top villains, somewhat accurate, Batman. And then we got a variety of different ones in between. And then if we go to the comic books, the Miller versions of Batman were horrifically heavy and dark. And now we're seeing what we've been told is an early 20s first glimpse at when Bruce Wayne jumped into the idea, and it's supposed to be like year 1, year 2 kind of, from what we know. And this seems, I don't know, it seems like Joker put on the mask a little bit. That's kind of my like hot brief take. I don't know where it's gonna go. What are your guys' hot takes?
Well, my first reaction to who it could have been was the Riddler. However, going along with a lot of Batman lore, Scarecrow was always kind of like the first introduced villain.
Animated series, he was right at towards the beginning. Nick, give us the comic book take, because I know that's why you're shaking your head.
The original person that was obsessed with Batman was the serial killer they called this Calendar Man, Victor Zsasz.
Victor Zsasz.
Yeah.
But I personally think there's only two people this could be from the mask we saw. An early Riddler who hasn't quite perfected who he is yet, who's still trying to figure things out, or from more comic book history and lore, Hush.
Yeah.
Give us the poor man's synopsis on Hush.
There isn't really.
So you don't have like a 30-second
very...
summary of who he is? That's what I was looking for, kind of.
He's kind of like the early version of, like, a cross between Joker and Penguin.
I mean, because I've heard of Hush, but I don't. Yeah.
Hush is he's a big picture guy. He's in the past used multiple villains of Batman's to create the chaos that he wants to happen. He's very known for doing something that lines Ra's al Ghul, Catwoman, Penguin, all of them into positions where they can cause the most chaos possible in Batman's life, because he's actively trying to sabotage him.
Right. Nicholas, what's your hot take on the trailer at hand? Robert Pattinson, freaking James Gordon. Come on.
I will give it a shot just because it is Batman. Oh, I had a few issues. The costume. Why is his head 3 times larger than it should be?
Well, you've seen
the Batmobile.
You've seen the iterations.
Very...
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I mean, you've seen the iterations of the Bat ears being larger than life from the Miller era to small as from older eras. I can't name a specific artist.
About the ears. I'm talking about his head. He looks like a freaking bobblehead.
Interesting. Okay. I will have to reevaluate. I have no comment on that one, but go on with the rest of your take.
That line was interesting when they asked who he was, and he beats the crap out of the dude and says, "I am vengeance."
Yeah.
That's not what Batman is. That's not what Batman has ever been.
Can't wait. Hold up. Wait, I'm just curious because I just want to. For the sake of nerdy conversation, I just want to stimulate the cerebral cortex of your backlog and just throw this out there. I don't know about the context of like the first 10 to 20 issues of the original Batman comic book, but I do know, is it possible, whether he said that quote or not ever, is it possible because the angle that the director is taking on this origin story is he's going for an early 20s, not even starting to be seasoned yet version of Batman, where he literally has just started jumping into the role. And if you look at the very first comic books, Batman actually killed villains with a freaking gun before they decided to shift gears and reiterate what kind of vigilante Batman was.
Well,
because there was some brutality in the oldest stuff.
I can't say that he's never said I am I can't say he's never said I am vengeance, because he has. In the cartoons that we all love, his line, and they could be stealing it from it, but I've never thought that that's what he was. He is justice. He's trying to bring justice to the people that need it. But he did say, I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
And also, if we look at the origin story, which they've never, in cinema, we've never explored, I think, and I think that's why they went for this time period, is we've never explored the time where he decided to finally put on a cape, and kind of, it's like Batman Year One. It's like we've never explored what level of angst he had, what he might have said, and what levels he was willing to go to in that first year when he decided, I'm going to take back the city, I'm going to fight against the people that killed my parents. And like, cause that's the thing is he was never, and I beg to argue that I still don't think he is completely for justice even now. I mean, maybe now that, like, if we talk post Justice League, I'm not talking about the movie. I'm not talking about the movie Justice League. I'm talking about the history of comic books where Batman finally befriended the Justice League, joined their team, versus when he started out on his own and was so pissed off and angry and upset and torn apart and mentally disturbed that his parents were murdered in front of him. We're getting that little in-between plot is what my thought is on this version of the Batman that Matt Reeves is tackling with Robert Pattinson, and that we're not going to see the golden version of Batman, and we're also not going to see the retired Batfleck version where he's old and tarnished like the Miller version. We're seeing literally the cusp of him deciding, I'm pissed off at the world and I'm going to be a vigilante. So that's where I'm curious.
I'm hoping that they lean more into the title that Batman originally was, that people seem to forget. Before he was, I am vengeance, I am the night, blah, blah, blah. Batman mostly was the great detective. I hope they go more into that, where it's more of the
Yeah.
sleuthy thing instead of the beating up everyone, kicking down doors, blowing shit up. I hope they actually, if because Robert Pattinson is going to be hard for me to believe as the badass, but him trying to interpose onto that that detective thing might be easier for him to pull off and more believable.
I love that you I love that you took that angle in saying that, because it gives me hope that this will be a potentially more successful film. Hopefully, I mean, at least in the last 5 years. Christopher Nolan, Christian Bale, that was a unique iteration in its own. I feel like this new one is going to be that too. But you give me hope, Nick, in taking that stance, because you've been so hardcore against Robert Pattinson as being anything even remotely capable of doing something serious. And I implore you to check out some of his indie films, regardless,
I have.
and anyone else listening for that matter. But that's also why I appreciate the angle you're taking right now by saying, hopefully, he shows us a version that we didn't expect, basically. One where maybe his particular acting chops are more fitted for. That's where I'm at. Matthew, you are so hardcore. I didn't expect you to take this stance. I kind of knew you were going to, based on early feelings. But what's your hot take? It sounds very different from what me and Nick have said so far.
I think it's very bleak. I don't think it's gonna be all too great. Like, my hope is there, but just from, I don't know, it screams to me an overtry
Hopefully not.
to
I get what you're
reenact
saying.
or yeah, like, I don't know. My hope is there that it does good and that it changes my mind during the movie. But seeing this trailer, I'm just kind of like, eh.
I see what you're saying, and like you, yeah. I mean, shoot, dude. I hope. I hope it surprises us, and that's my It sucks being this fan in this era of film with this particular franchise. But DC, we need some wins, at least in Hollywood. Come on. I will say this: CW is rocking my socks off, and that's for another episode. TV Talk. We'll cover that another time. But man, we need, as DC fans, we need some wins here at Hollywood on the big silver screen, and I hope, like you, Matthew, I hope Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves, pull this shit together and deliver us something profoundly new. I think the one thing that we can't dismiss or hate DC for, as an IP and Warner Brothers as a company that owns that IP, I think the one thing we can't fault them for is always throwing new things at us as far as like angles of things we love, and in a lot of different areas and categories they have always done well. When it comes to TV, when it comes to some of the latest comic books, miniseries, they have shocked a lot of fans and drawn some of us older fans in even closer and closer. The only facet DC needs to prove and reimagine and invigorate, if you will, is the film industry for their IPs. That's the one thing they need to win us over in, because the straight to DVD films, the animated series, the CW, has won hearts over and over again. We just need them to do the same thing in Hollywood right now. We just need to see them blossom and grow on the silver screen. That's the only thing they're missing. That's the only thing that Marvel has a chokehold on over them right now. That's really all there is. Anyway, guys, is there any final thoughts from either of you as we wrap up this segment, this episode of Movie Matters, with the DC Fandome coverage? Guys, we weren't sure how much we would have to react about or how much we were passionately going to talk about, but we're going to keep this in at just the movie reveals. We will come to a part 2. There's some games to talk about that was announced at the DC Fandome, as well as some TV aspects. And then, guys, next month, end of or middle of September, so it might be a back-to-back depending on when we get to this. Jokes aside, there is going to be a part 2 DC Fandome where they release even more reveals sometime in September. That's what me and Nick discovered while searching the interwebs. And as Nick passes on into the depths of dreamland,
I'm still awake. I'm still here.
Just kidding. Anyway.
Clean as a whistle.
Well, I don't know about that, but you are awake, so here you are. All right, Matthew, dipping down below the perimeter of this video. Guys, that does it for our 4 trailer reactions and 1 thumbs up for Matthew. That means he approved of all 4 of them. You heard it here first, folks. Joking aside, we're going to wrap up this shindig. Guys, a little bit of housekeeping before we go. We are on podcast form, audio only. If you're into that, you can find us across all platforms where podcasts are found. Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, which I hear is transitioning into a new thing. We'll talk about that next time. But anywhere you hear podcasts, you're going to hear us. And if you want to see the video version, that is what's happening right now. You want to see our faces, our laughter, our shenanigans. We are on youtube.com/c/Nerdentials, or just type in Nerdentials and you'll find us all over the internet. And if you wanted one specific place to find all these things because of COVID and quarantine and being stuck at home and all you have is your phone or laptop, by golly, there's one spot you can find everything we've talked about today, including our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Hey, social media is still a thing. Guys, if you want to find all these things, go to nerdentialsmedia.com. All right. We got one .com in the mix, and that's okay.
.com, baby.
Because Nick is too deep in the rum. Just kidding.
That's what she said.
Just kidding. That just kidding is not kidding, but we're going to go with it. Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Leave a comment down below. What are your most anticipated films in the DC? Or better yet, what are your most inconspicuous, not waiting for, don't care titles that you're expecting to land soon? We've got sides across the globe when it comes to fandom. That being said, guys, this has been podcast episode 95. Thank you for watching. For, me, myself, and I. Oh, of course. And Matthew, and Nick. And the good birdie up north. Wait, down south. I forget, you live down south. This has been your Nerdy Essentials, and as always, nerds, we will see you on the other side. That's as close as I think we'll ever get, guys. Impressive. We got close on that one.
Luckily.